Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Russia has threatened World War III if Ukraine is allowed to join the NATO alliance.
It comes as Kiev was again struck by kamikaze drones spreading fear through the capital. Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer is there, and Lisette, that warning from the Kremlin is about as chilling as warnings get.
Yes, absolutely. While NATO leaders met to discuss nuclear preparedness in a closed-door meeting, Russia issued them this very clear, blunt message that any further meddling by Western powers here in Ukraine would spark World War III, a nuclear war that would be catastrophic for all mankind. The Kremlin went on to warn specifically that if NATO approves Ukraine's bid to join the military alliance, that would be a suicidal step.
Now, we've been told to stay right here because they expect that a Russian counter-artillery
Work stories are war stories for Christchurch's Tom Much.
Well, there you go.
I struggle to kind of remember what it was like before the 24th of February, because this war has come to be sort of like, in many ways, the defining moment, the defining almost obsession of my life and of my career, and yeah, it's become pretty all-consuming.
The 30-year-old journalist has been chasing the front lines since day one. When the missiles returned to Kiev this week, he followed, and is among the growing number of people here who worry Putin is about to risk it all to win this war.
Which is why you're starting to see things like mass missile strikes on civilian targets, strikes on communications facilities, on electricity facilities, and, you know, even in the background talking about the possibility of using a tactical nuclear weapon.
If President Putin feels desperate, he isn't wearing the worry on his face. All smiles as he met with Asian leaders at a summit, while President Zelensky met with the Council of Europe and had no time for pleasantries, calling for more air defence systems with urgency. Kiev only has 10% of what it needs, he told them, and the centre of the capital has a brand new monument to the realities of that statistic. The clean-up at this site where the missile hit earlier this week is only just getting started, but already Kiev has been targeted once again. This morning, critical infrastructure around 45 minutes west of here was hit by 3 drones. But it is Mykolaiv in the south that is hurting most tonight, the target of a brutal shelling that killed at least 2 people in this apartment building. A 12-year-old boy was trapped for more than 6 hours before rescuers managed to free him. The fight for freedom for all Ukrainians rages on.
Lisette, it was the attack on Putin's Kerch Bridge that sparked this new level of aggression. What's the latest on the damage?
Well, new satellite imagery shows that traffic has now resumed over the bridge, but it is only light vehicles. So the likes of buses, vans and, crucially, trucks are having to still take the ferry across from the Russian mainland to the annexed territory of Crimea. So these images show a huge build-up of hundreds of trucks waiting to make that journey. This bridge is a critical link for Russia, one of the only ways it can get supplies to its army fighting here in Ukraine. So this explosion and the temporary reduction in access has been a huge blow and bruise to the Russian psyche, and also a huge strategic advantage for Ukraine.
Tēnā koe, Lisette. Thanks so much.